Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to the show. Hello, everyone who wants to learn more about SEO. I don't know if SEO or GEO or EICO optimization. I don't know. So we can name it, but things are changing fast. We need to adapt. And the last time we changed a lot in our workflow, in our process, because if you don't adapt to AI, probably can be stay behind your competitors. It's very important, especially in our field, because I check out many other fields. It's not the same. Like in accounting, many others, it's more traditional, but they adapt to AI, but not like in digital marketing and SEO. I'm so excited to discuss a lot more with Cyrus Shepard. How are you?
Hey, welcome. It's been, you told me it before the show started, I was on your podcast once in 3 years. I'm so happy to be back and talking to you. So much has changed in SEO since the last time we talked. So I'm excited to see what we discuss in the next 30, 40 minutes.
Of course. Yeah, it's a big pleasure to get you back because you know how to share value all the time. I get high engagement when you speak on my podcast. I know about your content on Moas, on many other places. I often see your content, especially on LinkedIn. I follow you. Anyone who want to get value, just follow Cyrus on LinkedIn because you can get a lot of valuable insights. It's very important, especially today when many things are changing fast. Cyrus, before you start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, and anything that can help our listeners to learn more about you.
Yeah. So, my name's Cyrus. A lot of people know me back from my days at Moz, SEO Moz. At one time, it was the largest, most successful SEO company in the world. I left there around 2021 after it got bought by a conglomerate. And since then, I've an independent SEO consultant working with companies around the world and leaning into AI and trying to figure out all the things. I do a lot of experiments. I think that's why people sometimes know who I am.
Yeah, I know you from Moss. I remember from this time, but you keep sharing value at any place where you are. And Cyrus, I have many controversial questions. I want to ask you because I see different opinions, and it's important to find what actually can work for specific cases, because I can't say that someone right or wrong. Nobody knows. We don't know what Google can do, what ChatGPT can provide. So we just adapt, and something can work for specific niches or specific skills that people have. So I don't want to criticize anyone, but I want to know your opinion. The last time I checked, many people who can, great experts, by the way, who can say that geo is SEO, it's not geo, it's still SEO, you don't need to change anything. For me, it's tough to agree with that. Really tough to agree with that, because I think anyway we need to change. We need to change because it's not the same. Many things are the same. Many things like high quality content, PR, backlinks, technical optimization. But I see a big difference as well. It's not the same content. So of course, high quality content for SEO, high quality content for geo, but it's different content anyway. So can you tell your opinion about geo today?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to get too much into what to call it because I don't really care, but I do agree with you. I think geo optimizing for AI is a slightly different discipline, even more so when we talk about what's coming next, which is the agentic web, when agents are going out there doing shopping, and we really are optimizing for bots, for AI bots on our site. Right now, AI bots are kind of a nuisance. They're just crawling our logs. We see the spike in traffic. No one's buying anything. But in the future, that may shift a little bit, where we're actually wanting the AI bot to come visit our site and consume our content. So I think we are shifting into a different age. And I think 2026, if we have this conversation a year from now, we're going to know so much more, because some of our customers are going to be AI bots by that point. So I think this is going to be a big year, and a lot of companies are starting to get ready for it, not knowing quite what to do. But it's slightly different thing. I will say the people who don't want it to call it geo or AI SEO, they're generally people who work for SEO agencies, and they have a very specific niche, and they want to continue selling those services. So, but hey, we're going to own this channel one way or the other. So I think it's fine, whatever we call it. But yeah, it is something different.
Yeah, by the way, about optimization for these AI bots, for example, if they open website, I think it's different because AI bots need to understand your content.
Yeah.
I mean, like schema, I thought many years ago that schema become obsolete in one day, but for now I see it's very important to have schema to explain about your content. When AI bots can open your content, they need to understand your product quality because in the end, humans buy these products. AI bots just serve humans to transfer this data to humans on ChatGPT, Perplexity, and other places, and they need to find the right data, which products are really have good trust, authority, high quality, can serve customers. So, can you tell your methods how to optimize for these AI bots?
Yeah, so I was listening to you there, and even though we agree on that, I want to play devil's advocate for a second and say, this is kind of like the early days of Google when people started to figure out how to optimize for Google. We're going to put keywords in the title and everything. Over time, Google was simply trying to act like a human. And Google always said, build your website for humans and we'll figure it out from there. And I think some of that applies to AI, even though AI is different. If you do nothing, if you just ignore it and build your site for humans, the AI, if it's doing a good job, will catch up to that eventually. And they're going to look at those same signals because AI is worried about spam. They're worried about trust and authority and real human experiences. So I think even if we do nothing and just make people happy, we're going to be doing okay. Secondly, also in the SEO camp, right now, the biggest correlated factor to appearing in AI is doing well in Google because they're all using Google search results. So still, doing SEO well is your number one factor for doing well in AI. So there's two things that you don't have to worry too much about the AI right now. But then the third, I think, then we start getting in just making sure that if you're concerned about it, making sure the AI bots can crawl your site. There's lots of people use Cloudflare. They have anti-bot control that you can turn on, turn off with a switch, and just making sure that Chat, OpenAI, and ChatGPT can actually crawl your site is a good first step. Beyond that, then we get into a little more conversations that I'm not sure most people need to worry about just yet.
Yeah, got it. I want to ask about the future of blogging. Forecast this future. I mean, I remember Seth Godin, by the way, he has also yellow glasses. And he said,
I am not Seth Godin.
Okay.
He stole them from me.
I know. So basically, he said, content marketing is only one marketing left. And for a long time, we used the strategy. We wrote a bunch of blog posts. I can't count them. Probably plus 10,000 blog posts for different clients, different niches. We got millions traffic, a lot of traffic. And I remember, I even can make some stages of our development because when I started in 2008, we just wrote some useless stuff, some generic stuff, and Google ranked well. It's not because we wanted to write useless stuff. We didn't have experience. We just wrote with experience that we have on the time. Then we improved. We improved all the time. In 2019, we changed everything. We started to cooperate with experts who, because of this EEAT, and I stopped cooperating with many copywriters because even today, I think ChatGPT can beat plus 90% of all copywriters that we have. But experts, it doesn't matter for me if they use AI. Even more, I tell all people who cooperate with me, please use ChatGPT, use Gemini 3.0, use all these models to generate content but I need quality. I don't care how that was created. I need quality from your side. But what about the future of blogging? It's still important to write all these blog posts because ChatGPT looks like can take all this market and Gemini and AI mode. What do you think?
Yeah, this is the $1 million question. What are people supposed to do now? And we saw a big shift around 2021, 2022 with Google's helpful content update, because the process that you described, everybody was doing it. And we'd get our keyword research, then we'd figure out, we'd use a tool like Market Views or some sort of content optimizer. We'd do the headings and we'd create all this content, and Google was flooded with information. 1 million articles on the best things to do in New York. They don't need one more article on the best thing to do in New York. So then we saw a shift with Google, and Google started devaluing that content, but rewarding brand. So if you had an audience and people are searching for you, those sites, even today, tend to do a lot better than sites without the brand. But also more recently, originality. We've seen this in the past year, that content that looks like all the other content tends to do a little bit worse. So much so that originality is almost a spam signal now, that if you don't have originality, Google considers it spam. So what we're doing with a lot of my clients is we're looking for what we can bring to the table that nobody else can. Often that's product information. We're making a lot of videos these days, putting them on unique video pages. We do seem to see a correlation between sites that have or brands that have a dedicated YouTube channel that's actively maintained and their website traffic. It's almost like Google is correlating those two somehow, and then putting those videos on the site. And any data that we can publish, even if it doesn't get a lot of traffic, we try to publish original data whenever we can. Just looking for anything that nobody else has, as opposed to how you and I did it for years, where we just pump out an article that looked a lot like everybody else. So we're trying to be unique.
Yeah. By the way, about video, I started to use aggressively the strategy, and for one specific project, we filmed a lot of videos and posted them on all social media. Paid attention to YouTube, mostly TikTok, but I was surprised. Instagram and Facebook Reels provided the best results. I didn't expect that. We didn't even check this data. A million views a week on our content that we publish on Facebook and Instagram. It looks like Meta doesn't have enough short content, these Reels. Demand is much higher. And even we paid some money to boost our results on YouTube. So we paid for paid marketing, we shared on different groups, many things we did, but we didn't do anything on Facebook and Instagram. We just repurposed this content, and the results quite different. So yeah, guys, if you want to get results today, pay attention to the social media.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that shifted with me in the past year. With a lot of SEOs like myself, we're so focused on Google traffic and taking credit for Google traffic, but a lot of the content that the content teams and SEO teams help create and help shape can help drive all this social media traffic. And now that Google traffic is declining for a lot of people, the SEO team has to take a little bit more credit because we had a hand in creating that. So we have to look into those other channels. And when people get upset about the loss of Google traffic, we really have to start looking at all these other sources out there, because there's still the web is not dead. There's so many people coming from so many different sources, and we have to take advantage of those.
Yeah. And when we started this to make all these videos for shorts, reels, long videos, what we found, many studies can show that shorts don't sell. It's not true. Shorts sell very well, So if you, what I can see in shorts, many ignore call to action. Many content creators ignore. I never do it. I put call to action, even if it can impact to my engagement. Okay, I can get less views. Who cares about views if it doesn't sell? So we use call to action and it sells well. And we started to combine AI generated video content, because today these tools are amazing. They're growing fast, many different tools. And it's not like we use just everything from these tools. We just mix our process with these tools, and the results are impressive. We started to pay attention to these channels. Cyrus, I want to ask about email marketing. Like a few months ago, I got 4 emails from Neil Patel, basically from Neil Patel Digital. So, and they asked me to provide great speakers to this podcast. By the way, real great experts who can speak on this podcast, bring value. I didn't reply because it's not because I just want to know exactly that people know about me, anything like that. I just waited for follow-ups. I'm professional. I want to learn what kind of follow-ups they can use, the time frame between them. But what I found on these emails, that was not cold email. That was not human written. That was AI personalization between. So I can score them like 7 to 10. So basically, cold email like 5 to 10, human written, well-learned email like 9 to 10, but that was like 7 to 10. Not bad. Real good emails, but I can feel the smell. It's AI written, so we started to pay attention to this direction because we failed many times with email marketing. I can't count how many times we failed, but when we started to learn more about that, we started to use this email personalization and even to combine with video outreach. Video outreach is a new thing. You can send video outreach with calendar link and get science calls, and it works really great. I didn't expect. So we can provide great results because people get text-based content. They're not interested. The open rate is good, but nobody buys. But when they get video outreach, it works much better. What do you think about email marketing today?
So yeah, it's an interesting question, and you might be a little bit more of an expert than I am on email marketing. I'm of two different minds. One, because my inbox is filled with cold emails every day. It's the first thing I just have to delete.
Mm-hmm.
So but I know it works because so many people are doing it. Where I really get passionate about email marketing is, I have a newsletter. I have assets on my website that people sign up for and they get into my email funnel. And I go back, and this has been true for 15 years. An email address that you've earned is so valuable, and those people will stick around and generate traffic to your site. They'll be your best customers. So I'm a huge fan of, and I think the practice has died a little bit, where creating assets that, the lead gen asset that people really want, and they will give you that email address for, those are still valuable. They take a lot of work, but I'm still a big fan of them because the ROI on those lead gen emails are so valuable. So I'm a big fan, but I think if I can be a pessimist for a second, I think so many people are taking advantage of some of the systems you just described that I think we might see some more filters in Gmail and other email providers that kind of reduce their effectiveness.
Yeah, 100%. But I usually use before it's died, so basically, because marketers can destroy channels, like paid marketing, it costs a lot. It's a very expensive channel, but it still works. But in 2005, the biggest investor in pay-per-click on Google was Amazon. Amazon bought all clicks for 5 cents. 5 cents for click. Almost nothing. Today, companies pay $5-10. To get these clicks. 100 times more. So basically, if you we are looking for new solutions. We are looking for something that was not destroyed. It will be destroyed, but not destroyed yet. So yeah, Cyrus, I want to ask about quality of AI generated content. So I remember when ChatGPT was released, many experts became skeptical about that. Almost everyone can say, no, AI can't compete with humans. AI can't generate great content. It's just a lot of hallucination, low quality, just generic. But after many updates, we have today ChatGPT 5.2, Gemini 3.0, and I can admit these models can write better than me, really better. And I spoke with many other great experts, journalists, and they say the same. Yeah, they write 1,000 styles. How I can beat this model? They can write better. Of course, we need to feed all these models with right data to get high quality. But what do you think about AI generation content today for website content? Because when ChatGPT was released, we got many AI detectors that told, okay, don't use AI content, it can destroy your website. Google even had for some time, for a while, like it can be penalized, but things change after that. So your opinion about AI generated content?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, because I think everybody's facing this scenario right now. And to your point, AI generated content, fine, great, better than a lot of content you read on the web, and in so many places it's really helpful. We see companies like Amazon and using AI generated content to summarize reviews. The question, though, with Google is there's a couple things you need to consider. If you can create AI generated content that's really good, Google can generate AI content that's really good. Why is Google going to send that visitor to your website when they can just do it themselves? So what we see with Google is Google doesn't really care if your content is AI generated, but two things they do care about. Are you scaling it? Are you creating thousands and thousands of pages with AI content? And are you adding value to that AI content? Because it has to be something that different than what Google can generate it for itself. So the teams I work with, we're using AI summaries for, a lot of product descriptions, things like that. But we're not building 1,000-page libraries, in a day. We're trying to add real value to those pages to supplement what we have. So yeah, I have AI content on my sites. Everybody does these days. But the question is value, because if you're not adding value, Google's not going to send you any traffic, or they don't want to send you any traffic.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, value, I mean, like, it doesn't matter. You write manually or AI generated content, it should bring value. The method of creating content, nobody cares about that.
The flip side is people think, I'm not going to use any AI. I'm going to write everything longhand and write 10 hours of post and put all this work in. Again, it may not be as good as the AI content, and the standards are so much higher today than they were 5-10 years ago. You may not rank well writing human written content either. You still have to bring something of value. Don't overdo the SEO, make it very much human, make it useful to users. All those things are still true. Not using AI is not going to get you out of trouble.
Yeah. And, I remember when I spoke with Jim Edwards. So basically, he worked on Business Insider for 10 years. He started on this company from scratch. Then company was sold for $500 million. So, and he told me success of Business Insider depends on creating non-boring content. I mean, like, if you speak about business, it's mostly boring, but Business Insider can bring value in non-boring format. And I cooperate with a huge company that can provide accounting services for Fortune 500 companies. And they gave me 2 accounting specialists with great experience, really plus 20 years of experience. They know everything about accounting, but they don't have writing background. Zero writing background. They just generate some useless content on ChatGPT that it's impossible to read. It's impossible to understand what they're talking about, because they generate content or write themselves for their skills. But if customers can open, nobody can understand. So can you provide your tips about, about non-boring content?
Yeah. So you triggered a couple thoughts in me. One, I love that you said, don't be boring. So before I got into marketing, I went to film school. I went to USC, where George Lucas and all these other famous directors went. And my film career didn't really work out, but the motto of USC Film School was, don't be boring. You can make anything you want, just don't make a boring film and you'll be fine. But I think if you look at what you said, a lot of that plays into this idea of brand. We always say, Google always says, build a brand. Companies are like, how do I build a brand? I mean, telling a company to build a brand is like telling a homeless person, just buy a house. How do I do that? You do it by not being boring, by getting people talking about you. These are things that, we have the skill to do. One thing, here's a very practical SEO tip that I haven't shared a lot publicly. We did a lot of data studies when Google's helpful content update hit. We looked at thousands and thousands of sites. The number one factor determining if a site went up or down in the last 2 or 3 years was branded anchor text. How many sites are linking to the site with a brand? And it wasn't even close. It blew it out of the water. It wasn't branded traffic. It was just how many people are talking about this company and their links. So that's something that we've really shifted over the last few years, is just building brand, getting more people talking about us, not about the content. I don't care about the content. I want people talking about the company. So I tell every CEO I work with, I tell them, go on podcasts like this. I don't want you to talk about your product. I want you to talk about you and your company, whatever your company is. That's what I want people talking about, because that's what Google and that's what AI is looking at, those brand signals. So sorry, I went off the rails here a little bit, but you got me thinking about these things. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think I remember when Ren Fishkin posted in 2015 probably on Twitter, when he said that he switched from SEO to branding, so to pay attention to brand awareness. At that time, I didn't understand that. I thought, why? You can leave a lot of traffic, but for now, I understand correctly what he meant. So yeah, very important. And let's talk about, I think I often get the question about link building, but for now, what we can see, according to many studies, data, that freshness is key. So it's better to have fresh links, fresh mentions. And we use for a long time the strategy like skyscraper technique, links insertion. So we paid for these links, we got them organically, many things we did it. But what after getting a lot of backlinks for one project, we didn't get anything back. So basically we measured results, nothing changed. That was like mostly insertions of these links. I mean, like many years ago that was great. For now, what we can see, we don't feel this impact. Probably you can get this impact at scale or different pages, I don't know. But from your perspective, what do you think? It's a good idea today to pay attention to broken link building, skyscraper, or anything like that?
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people don't believe me when I say this, but what we've seen in the past 3 years is Google taking a very decisive anti-SEO stance, that content that is optimized a little too well, anchor text that's optimized a little too well, and you do that repeatedly, it just doesn't have the benefit. And so what we've started doing is I think link, it's obvious links, you still need links. Link building works for a lot of projects, but what we've started to do is really de-emphasize what kind of keywords we're going for. And going back to that brand conversation, so if we do any sort of link building campaign, we're trying to get the branded anchor text. We're maybe not getting links directly to the project. We're just wanting people to talk about us instead of link to us. And we see a bit more success with that as opposed to just the link, the keyword optimized link. Because if you can get one person to search for you or get one more mention of your company on the web, that's going to help a lot more than sometimes than just those exact match anchors that worked so well for so long. So it is frustrating though, when you put a lot of work into the link building and it's just not the signals that we relied on for so long don't always work. That can be frustrating.
Yeah. But in my company, we pay more attention to PR today. So we send press releases. And I remember when I started PR, I didn't have experience. I just read a few articles. Okay, so I need to use tools just to write these press releases. And I thought, wow, it's very simple. I can use it. After 3 months, I don't remember how many press releases I wrote, but plus 100. I didn't get even one link mention. I just wrote all of them. Journalists ignored me. I check out open rate is good, but nobody cares about what I can write. So then I keep learning all the time, case studies, articles, videos, how to make difference, how to stand out from the rest, how to bring something valuable to journalists. And after 3 months, I got first small link, very, very, very small. I mean, like probably 0 domain ranking. But after 9 months, we got Forbes, CNN, Business Insider, big publications. And for one specific project, we saved like plus $3 million because they paid $6,000 for one press release to write and distribute. But when we did it for 9 months, I mean, like 3 months without results, 6 months small result, and after 9 months, real good results. So we use PR. I think like for us, it's very important.
I mean, it gets said a lot, but I think it was Will Reynolds who said like 12 years ago, do real world shit. We can do all the SEO in the world that we want, and we need to, but it has to be reflective of something in the real world that we're providing value and helping people and getting our name out there. That's what Google wants to reward, and not necessarily what us SEOs are doing all the time. Yeah.
And what do you think about this text like no follow, do follow, or just mention? Do you think it's still important or not? Your opinion?
Yeah, it probably matters. We haven't studied that a whole lot. But I think the mention is the most valuable thing. If you can get the mention, if you can get the link, great. But I would go for the mention. I would rather have a mention than a link any day for these days. So, and to that end, Google seems to ignore no follow a lot these days when they think it matters. So I wouldn't worry about no follow that much.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when we got mentioned on CNN, and we shared with client. He told, "Oh, it's not even no follow. It's just mentioned." I told, "What? It's CNN." We spent like a lot of time. Even my PR specialist said to me, "It's first time for 16 years when CNN replied, and even to put this mention. First time on experience." But yeah, I just shared the study that mentions even provide 3 times better results than links today. So for AI search. Okay, yeah, we'll see. Cyrus, let's talk about. I have a bunch of questions from my audience, so I want to ask them first. And the question about updating content. So some studies can show that even 6 months long article can become obsolete in many industries. So many guides can recommend to write less, because remember when Brian Dean, Moss, many other publications taught us to write long articles. It's not like for the sake of writing, but to bring a lot of value to one article. But today we can see a different picture when it's recommended to write less, but to reply to the questions, to have the structure with questions, answers. What do you think about that?
Yeah, excellent question. Let's start with updating. Yeah, you gotta update the content, and it varies by niche. So more competitive niche, you need to update more frequently. At least give it a look, give it a refresh, update a couple paragraphs, update your stats, whatever. Yes, you have to do that. But 2, the long article, and I think this is a response to some of that helpful content update that I was talking about earlier. We used to rank really long articles with the goal of ranking for all the keywords.
Yeah.
And they weren't necessarily overly helpful. It took readers a long time to find their answer. And I think Google actively targeted those kind of articles. So yeah, today we generally see things that are shorter, even a paragraph. If it's valuable and unique and it answers a question, go ahead and publish it. And stick that out there. But yeah, the big long ranking for everything kind of got swept under the anti-SEO rug. So we generally avoid that now.
Yeah, gotcha. I have 2 more questions, very important questions for my audience. First question from people, youngsters who want to join this niche. And I didn't expect that someone can follow me from the youngsters, but I have them, I get them. And they ask questions, what to do if nobody wants to hire you. And according to data, for example, 65,000 people were laid off in 2025 by big companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, IBM. For example, IBM fired like 8,000 people, Microsoft 9,000 people. It's not because revenue is declining. Revenue is growing, market capitalization is growing, but AI agents can replace these people. It's reality. AI agents can replace smart people because stupid people can't join these companies. Only very smart people can join Microsoft or IBM or anything like that. So, and for a long time, for many years, companies were looking for someone who can do some manual job for interns. But today, companies are replacing them with AI agents that can do this job, to save more time. And it's tough for people to join this niche, to acquire first experience. So what will you do today if you start from scratch? Forget about Moss, about anything what you have, just your first day. What will you do?
That's a great question. And I'm going to talk about how I got started, which was kind of working with a small company in Seattle, and their website was terrible. So I went in with a presentation like, hey, I'm learning SEO. Here's 10 things you can do to improve your site. I just wanted to help them out because I knew somebody who worked there, and they were like, great, that's awesome. What do you charge? I'm like, oh, I don't charge. I just want you to do these things to help out. I'm like, no, we'll give you $2,000 a month. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. And that's how I got my start. But I know so many people in my industry, SEO, who got started working in local SEO, just helping local businesses out. And I think that's still a viable path in the SEO marketing space, because small businesses just don't have the resources or the knowledge to help out. They have smaller budgets, but you can often get started that way and sort of learning the ropes and building your portfolio of sites to help. It working for the larger companies, the IBMs, the Facebooks of the world, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. I wouldn't even know how to get started. I started at Moz working in customer service because I couldn't get on the marketing team. And then I transitioned over to the marketing team after I'd been there a while. So I got started unloading the dishwasher. That's how I got my how I got my start. But you just got to get your foot in the door. And networking. Networking has gotten a lot harder since the pandemic and virtual environments like this. Living in a city where you can go and meet people and go to meetups and shake hands and have coffees with people is so valuable. It's really hard to do when you're just sitting at your computer at home with these virtual cameras. It's hard to get out there and meet people. So all those things, it's a million little things.
Yeah, got it. But I think, in my opinion, I think today it's more simple to get the job than when I started because, when I graduated from university, to get any knowledge, I should go to library, not to sign the library to spend time. Today, ChatGPT, YouTube, Google.
Yeah.
Just learn case studies, information. Even SEO, I didn't have enough information in the beginning of SEO journey, but today, I mean, like, a lot of resources, a lot of places where you can learn. So, yeah, my opinion. I mean, like, just make your hands dirty. Make your hands dirty and focus. Very important to focus, because what I can see when people try to do everything, SEO is huge. It's really huge. It's better to pay attention to technical optimization, link building, PR, I don't know, content creation. Just choose specific niche and, double energy to one specific niche. Yeah. Cyrus, and my final question. I checked your post about predictions for 2026. I recommend to anyone to check this post. It's more funny, but who knows what kind of future will be. But can you tell your things that you are going to change in 2026? And I mean, like, what can become obsolete from old methods, and what you're going probably to double your energy to do these things?
So I want to, a lot of them we've already talked about. So the things that we're shifting for 2026 is, one, we're trying to prepare for Google's AI mode. People like you and I probably use AI mode all the time. Most users are just getting slowly introduced to it, but it's going to become the dominant interface for the web. And so we've already seen traffic to a lot of sites start to decline last year and the year before. That's going to happen even more if you don't have a brand moat to defend yourself, or a product that you're selling or something like that. So we're preparing for that. We're leaning hard into video and things that other companies, other people can't create. So video, data, all these things, we're looking for those things to incorporate into our SEO. Using AI with existing proprietary data to create new content. Looking at, our product SKUs, things like that, all of those things. And finally, leaning into the agentic web. There's going to be in the next 12 months, we're going to see new protocols. I bet even Google introduces some new protocols so that AI bots and our websites can talk to each other more effectively. When those things happen, start playing with them. Integrate them on your website and be ahead of the game so that you're not behind the game. And that's what we're doing in 2026.
Nice. I agree. I mean, like, just act to do something and pay attention to AI. Very important. I mean, like, according to data, 71% of companies are hiring people with less skills but better AI experience. So if you have experience with AI and can make difference in your niche, then results will come. Yeah, Cyrus, it's a big pleasure to get in my show, to learn from you all the time. You can bring this value. I love it. So I don't know if you get back in 2 years or or can appeal more often, but probably next time you can tell my AI avatar can represent me. We'll see. I don't know. So,
right.
but anyway, you always bring value. Thank you so much. Tell the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Follow me on LinkedIn. I think that's pretty good. Cyrus
Yeah.
Shepherd, Zippy.
Nice, guys. You can find the link on the description below. If you want to reach out to Cyrus, I don't know. I mean, like for SEO consulting, anything like that, just let him know that you found on this podcast. Okay, guys, love you. See you.
Thanks, everyone.